what's happening, Cucumber Squad? Right, okay, let's get back into it. Apologies, I was away for a bit, just because of electricity problems. I had computer problems, and I only just managed to sort out these computer problems like literally a couple of hours ago. So, recording today, Ordinary Path by Hua Chenyu. It is a paid reaction, guys. I'm dropping paid reactions today because people have paid for these, so I am dropping these today. I am putting out a video that I just haven't managed to put out yet, just explaining with regards to my schedule, which I need to sort of organize my life a little bit because I'm getting pulled from all different angles, and I've had to just structure everything. So yeah, man, this is dedicated to the Fable family by a Fable Squad family member, QCUMBER. And she didn't want to be mentioned, she just said this is just dedicated to the Fable family. So Ordinary Path, Hua Chenyu, man. As you know, I love this artist, never heard this one before. Let's rock and roll, that's it we've got. Via go, and I also like the fact that, you know, it's talking about ordinary path, and via as in it's like an avenue, right? Via, and then also like in certain languages, via means go, move, and then also with regards to the path, it also plays into like a via, like via this or via that. It's like an avenue essentially. I'm not going to pause a lot. I'm obviously just want to listen to it and then we'll break it down. I'll try not to pause a hell of a lot. I'll put everything in my brain and then I'll talk to you about it afterwards. Wow. This gets voiced though. I know where we're going. Oh, wait, this is giving me crazy goosebumps. Wait a second. So basically he says, you know, those people who linger on the path, right? So how we used to be, how we all are, especially when we were young. I was like that as well when I was young, where it was like so fragile. We thought we were strong, but we were fragile and proud, right? We would never look and introspect and see into ourselves that this is not the path. Like, this is definitely not the path. But also that sort of mindset where you kind of felt like you were strong. This is why I always talk about vulnerability is power, right? Because vulnerability allows you to see who you are as a person. That outside forces can't affect you because you know who you are, right? So it's basically what he's saying is that so fragile yet you think you're so tough, right? And by doing that, you're literally going down the wrong path, essentially. But I love what he said. It's like those who are enthusiastic and unrested. So yes, like people who have got lots of drive and whatever else, but no direction. So you're always unrested because there's so much drive. You're always trying to push for so much success. But still there's, for some odd reason, there's just so much unrest. Why? Why aren't you happy? Why aren't you happy that the fact that you've got all of these successes, why are you still not happy? And I think that's where he's going down, I think. Where are you going? incredible, man. Genuinely, I think this man is incredible, man. The way he can talk to people, it's incredible. And I love the fact that he sings it in Chinese or whatever. Like, he sings it in his own language. I just think that it even though you don't understand it, it still breaks the barriers between us. Like, it breaks the barriers of language, because once you I think it adds so much more to it that you're actually reading the lyrics while he's doing that in his own language, because he's got that emotion that's coming, like, it's internally, it's something he's comfortable with, and that portrays that essentially. But I love where he's going with this song. Let's go, man. Sorry, I said I'm not going to pause, but I'm trying really not to pause, but I'm going to take it back and then we can listen to it again. But that part where he goes, ooh, that's almost like, if you actually think, because conceptually, you know that, like, Hua Chenyu conceptually is just one of these masters. And the fact that he's added that into it, kind of like, that piece over there kind of brings a bit of tranquility. So it's almost like, if you quieten the mind a little bit, quieten your mind a little bit, and you'll see the direction. It's such a maybe a cliche or a kitsch analogy, using it from like Kung Fu Panda, but it's kind of like, it was a great analogy when that turtle or tortoise, or it wasn't turtle, it was a tortoise, that he actually shows like the panda his face in the water, and he drops like a pebble in it and it all goes rippled. Right? So he can't see himself. So he literally says, when there's turbulence in the water, when there's turbulence in your life, which is it's such a great analogy. You know, you can't ever see your direction. You don't know where you're going because you don't know who you are. It's only once the waters settle, once you settle the mind, do you realize what is really important. And this is kind of what he's saying over here. And I know it comes from an animated movie, but it's very powerful, and it must come from a sort of a Buddhist monk or something like the Dalai Lama. It must come from those kind of scriptures that they put it into that movie, because that is a very, very powerful thing, and I've read it before. But that's basically where he went there, where it's almost like he's trying to calm your mind. That's why he went to that peaceful, tranquil sort of low note, which is just beautiful, man.
故事你真的在听吗？我曾经跨过山和大海，也穿过人山人海。我曾经拥有着的一切，转眼都飘散如烟。我曾经失落失望失掉所有。
Lost direction. I said this, did I not? Did I not say this? Did I not say that you don't have direction? So you can have all of this, enthusiasm, drive, you can have this punch for life, you can go and try and chase everything, but if you don't settle the mind to understand who you are as a person, you will never ever have the direction. So just like he said over there, I crossed mountains, oceans, I walked through thousands of people, right? Basically taking your journey, taking the path, right? And it's no ordinary path. That's not the ordinary path you take. Personally, for me, that's not the ordinary path you take. The ordinary path is following who you are as a person, right? This path of trying to achieve the successes, trying to climb to the biggest mountains, because that's where the loot is. That's where, everyone sort of looks at the tip and says, God, I want to get there. I want the houses. I want the cars. I want all of that. That's not the ordinary path for human beings. And it's crazy because when all of that vanishes, you tend to realize when you lose all of that, right, you get humbled and you come back down to your human self and you learn to just be. That's the whole thing about being humbled. I kind of feel like this song is all about being humbled, right, where you actually learn to just be who you are, right? materialistic things should never define you. Those kind of things should just be elements that you get in your life. But sure, there are luxuries, but who you are, right? In terms of staying true within your heart, within your soul, that you can wake up every morning and not feel this heavy weight on your chest, right? I feel that's the ordinary path. And it sounds ordinary, but by it being ordinary, it's not ordinary because there's only one of you, right? And if you know who you are, that is the most unique thing in the world. It's not an ordinary path, it's your path. But the ordinary path for humanity to exist, essentially, for humanity to not be in turmoil, is what I'm sort of getting.
方向，直到看见平凡才是唯一的答案。
He literally took the words straight out of my mouth. I just said that, not in those kind of words. I went kind of like around the bush, but I literally just said that. That being ordinary was just the answer. I don't know if that's exactly what he means, but that's how I feel. Is that just being human is the answer. Just be you. Just be an ordinary being. Just be. Right?
直到看见平凡才是唯一的答案。
I'm hitting the nail on the head with this one. It says, while you are fantasizing about your tomorrow, and I love that he's adding via via. And it kind of also adds to the fact of like, I need to move. I need to be doing stuff, but what are you doing? Like, no one can ever sort of like settle in their heads, okay, what are you doing? Is this benefiting your pocket or is this benefiting your soul? What are you doing? What is the objective to your life? Is the objective to your life to just get all of the nice toys? Is that what your life is about? Does any meaning in your life, any meaning that you hold true to your life, does that mean that whoever owns the most toys wins? Is that the definition of life for you? So you're moving, but have you considered? Have you listened to the story? Have you considered what your life really is about? Which I feel the majority of people don't do because we're, like he said, we're consistently chasing. Unreal. I love the fact that he used the word wondering whether she will be better or worse, referring to life as she. That's kind of what I think he's doing, is referring to life as she. And I think the reason he's doing that, referring to life as she, is because the female aspect of life is the one that brings life. So it's sort of life, referring to life as she is actually quite an interesting and an accurate concept, because a woman, being a she, brings life into the world, which I think is really cool. Wow.
曾经毁了我的一切，只想永远的离开。我曾经堕入无边黑暗，想挣扎无法自拔。我曾经像你像他像那
I love that fact that he said that I used to destroy everything I had. I used to descend into darkness and fail to get out of it. I was like you, like him, like all of us. I like the fact the way he's played with that, like those grasses and flowers, like grasses, there's billions and trillions of blades of grasses that are exactly the same. He's basically saying we're all the same, we're all on the same playing field. I used to be like you, like him, like every single person, until I realized that the one thing that's in front of us all is simply ordinary. It's just be your ordinary self, just be who you are. Being who you are, taking your own path as an ordinary person is what it means. To stop looking out into these greener pastures. It's greener on the other side. If you're not happy here, when you get to if you think that it's greener on the side, it never is. If you're not happy here, you're not happy anywhere. Happiness and being content with who you are starts from here, from within, right? No location is going to change that. You can say, oh well, I'm going to go to Europe. If the problem psychologically is you, nowhere in the world is going to change that. If you're not content with who you are as a person, right? It doesn't matter where you go. It's okay to just be your ordinary self. I kind of think that that's where he's going from. Beautiful meaning of that, where this is all ascending. So he's basically, even the crowd, like the ascendance of the soul, the ascendance of who you are as a person. And that's very spiritual, and he's added that very spiritual element here. So, and it's almost like trying to lift you, trying to lift you up, trying to take you out of that darkness. This is the whole meaning of this. Oh, it's almost angel-like, it's choir-like, and anything that holds that sort of feel always feels uplifting. So it's uplift yourself, take yourself out of this darkness. There's so much more to you, right? Come on, man. Feel the power in that, man. I don't know, man. If you don't feel the power in that, man, look at the heart he's putting into. I've always said this, man. This man on stage, this man as a performer is something absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. He's become one of my absolute favorite performers. He's absolutely insane, man. How do you not get completely just, how does your soul not break open to something like this? Come on, man. Yeah, that leaves you with that. Unreal. Ends it off with a tranquility. Thank you, Baby Bambo, for the lyrics. It's amazing. So yeah, man, obviously absolutely brilliant. So the whole thing for me about this, and you could see it from the beginning with regards to Ordinary Path, you can kind of picture it, was it's okay to just be ordinary. In life, we always consistently, even society keeps trying to push you to say, you don't have enough. Like, you're just like the average, person. Like, nobody wants to be average. Nobody wants to be this ordinary person, right? I want to be the guy who's the millionaire. I want to be the guy who's got all the cars. I want to be the guy. That stuff never ever adds anything to your life. It brings you temporary happiness. It rents happiness, right? So all that stuff is like, you're renting happiness with all of that stuff. But it holds a much bigger and more devastating price the older you get, because you tend to realize everything that you've been chasing has been monetary. Everything that you find dear in your life has been monetary. And once time has taken its toll, and you're sitting and you've lost 50, 60 years, and you look back at your life and you think to yourself, I forgot about my family, I forgot about the people I love. All I did was this. And right now I sit in a position where none of this makes me happy. I would have rather just taken the ordinary path and just loved who I had, loved the people in my space. I don't need to idolize materialistic things, because those things, that novelty wears off quick. But the people around you, the people you love, animals, the earth, what we actually have that was given to us for free. What was given to us for free is where the real value lies. So I kind of feel like by not taking the ordinary path, we've cheated ourselves. And goddamn, we've all done it. Love you all, man. Please stay safe, please stay healthy. I'll catch you in the next one.